Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Business Central Musings. If you are a subscriber, thank you for coming back. If you are a newcomer, you're gonna figure it out. That's a good idea to subscribe to my channel. Anyways, today's topic is about Chat GPT and data masking. And why data masking, or sometimes it's called data masquerading. I have been involved in a chat with fellow professionals on Twitter, and the topic was about getting some data for parts of our jobs. And it could be maybe a pre-sale process, it could be a customer wanted to share maybe some analytics with another company, be that a partner or a company just like theirs, show a problem to a partner, or an issue in the software with the vendor or with the partner. And yeah, it sometimes I found, and not only in the ERP space, but in I'll say more a little bit later, in almost any space, data masking is important. Nobody wants to share data with other parties, their data with other parties. What data? Well, it could go from limited, like social security numbers, or in Canada social insurance numbers, to tax IDs or federal IDs for different vendors, or even for the customer itself. So and that's the minimum, because if you ask a customer what sort of data do they want to keep private, then there is lots. They will say that everything must be kept private. So data privacy is very important. Data masking can help with this data privacy, with the privacy of the data. The solution that I found can be applied in this type of use cases where we need data, a big volume of data, but we want certain attributes of that data, or certain values inside that data be hidden. So this video is about ChatGPT and how can ChatGPT help with data masking or this data masquerading. So let's get going. Okay, so what is data masking? As I mentioned in a few seconds ago, data masking is hiding certain parts of the data from what the real value is. And when do we need to mask data? Again, I went through a few minutes ago, and yeah, customer numbers, customer names, item descriptions, item numbers, these are all data that a customer wants to keep private. Or my examples were also from it could be data from other fields, like in banking. You might want in a banking system, you might want to hide the social security number if you're in the United States, or social insurance number if you're in Canada, or the federal ID for a business. So yeah, that's at the minimum. There are applications that can masquerade a SQL database in its entirety. But if we were to keep it simple, we're going to look at masking a few fields. Now imagine you've got you have the customer list with it, in each entity on the customer list is a customer, and we want to hide the customer number and the customer name. If you have like Kronos 5 customers, that's fine. It's really easy. We can export all that to Excel, those 5 rows, and change the number and the name, and some other fields, and we're done. But if you have big data, and I came across customers that have hundreds of thousands of customers, that's going to take a big time to masquerade the most essential data, and even if you use a software, it will cost you money. So yeah, big data means somebody is gonna have to, if you do it manually, somebody's going to have to manipulate data to hide the most essential part of your data. So that's probably not a way to go. Well, in large, this is easy. As I said, hiding the customer number or replacing the customer number, it should be fairly easy. Customer name the same. Make a note of them, the original value, the changed value, and that's pretty much it. If you have the Kronos database, that's just 5 lines to map the older values to the newer values, and to change data into a brand new Excel file or a CSV file that will contain your data, your new data, your masqueraded data. But ChatGPT is great for this type of exercises where it's not really difficult and it can work with a lot of data in very fast. So definitely ChatGPT can help. Let's look at the next section in my presentation here. ChatGPT plugins. What is ChatGPT? Well, if we were to open ChatGPT, and it's fairly easy to create a new account on chat.openai.com. I have here the plus option, or plus, let's see here, my plan. I have here the plus version of this plan, and when you have a plus membership, you have access to GPT-4 because the latest this is the latest GPT. Otherwise, you only have access with a free membership or a free subscription. You only have access to GPT 3.5, which is the one here. You can browse, create, and use GPTs, and we're going to look at where these new tools are, and we can also access tools created by OpenAI, like DAL-E, Advanced Data Analyst, and more. So let's look a little bit here at, if we click on the left hand side on the Explore GPTs, you can see here this is like a marketplace for ChatGPT. As you can see, you have for travel some GPTs, plugins. I would call them plugins. You have you can create your own diagrams, you can create your own images, and there are lots. For at least for the exercise today, I wanna show you Data Analyst, which is written by ChatGPT. So if we click on it, it will open up in a new browser, a data analyst screen. I've got here a training environment for Business Central. As you can see, I have the customers list, and we can also we're going to open some the customer ledger entries. But what I want to do, I just want to save to export this list to Excel. So we click on the share button, and clicking on open in Excel will save the data from the customers page into an Excel file. I've done that already. I'm not going to do it again. Let's move to customer ledger entries. And on the customer ledger entries, we've got all the customer ledger entries for a Kronos database, whatever is coming by default. What we're going to do is, it doesn't load that fast, but we're going to again click the share button and open in Excel. I've done that already. If I look at my downloads, I should see, well, yeah, I don't see it because there I moved them in my working folder for this video. So customers Excel file and customer ledger entry file. Now let's move on to the data analyst window in Chat GPT. If we click on Chat GPT, let's switch here to 4, and then click back into the data analyst. So what we're going to do, we're going to import these two files. So there is an upload button, and we're going to upload those two files, and they get uploaded. And I am actually going to paste the prompt that we're going to give it to data analyst to do the work. This. Change the files attached so that essential data is masqueraded. In customers.xls6, but I gave it a wrong, incorrect name, customers. Excel, change field number and name, and change these two fields to something else in both files, and provide a mapping of these changes. So if we were to have a look at customers Excel file, we can see here a column for the number, a column for the name, and a few other columns. So what we want is we want to change the number and the name to something else, and we want to keep that mapping from the original customer number to the new customer number, and original customer name to the new customer name. And let's open up the customer ledger entry. And in the customer ledger entry, we'll just click on enable editing. Looks nicer this way. Let's increase all the columns. We can see here a column customer number and a column customer name. And if we look at the prompt, customer Excel, change field number and name. Change the two fields to something else in both files and provide a mapping of these changes. We have the field number. So it's can this prompt be improved? Definitely, we could improve it. Working with ChatGPT, it's an iterative process. You try a prompt, you see what the software does, and you change a little bit the prompt and see what it does, until you kind of find the sweet spot to get what you want. And then that's bringing up a different question, which is, can we rely on ChatGPT if it provides different answers to a change of syllabus. That's the problem. We to be able to rely on it, we need to learn a few things. For me, for example, I'm just going to um, save my prompts and also save the Python code, so that at least I can see if I'm getting some weird data. I can look at when I save my prompt and my Python code compared to when I'm getting the weird data, what's going on, why we're getting some weird results. But for this exercise, um, we are ready. Let's click on sending this message um, to data analyst. I see that you've uploaded two Excel files and an image file, but you've only provided instructions related to the Excel files. I don't know if I provide any image here. So that's a bit weird here already. I will start by opening the customer's Excel file to review the number and name fields and then proceed with masquerading the data. I will do the same for the customer ledger entries. For both files, I will create a mapping of the changes made. Let's begin with the customer Excel file. I'll open it and generate new values for the number and name field. Let's see what we clicked on analyzing, and we already can see here the Python code. It's loading into a variable the customer spot, and then it's trying to read the Excel file. It's reading the header of the file. Customer's Excel file contains the following fields: no, number, responsibility center, location, blah blah blah. I will now proceed to masquerade the number and name fields with the new values. For number, I will simply add a prefix to obfuscate the original number. So let's click on analyze and see what they're doing. Generate random name file. They're gonna have a new number column, and then and the new name. It's going to create an output with the masqueraded customers. The number and name fields in the customer Excel have been masqueraded. The number field has been prefixed with a C. For example, 10,000 has been changed to C10,000. The name field has been replaced with randomly generated names. Here is the mapping of the changes. Original number 10,000, masqueraded number C10,000, original number 20,000 for name field, original name a datum, masqueraded name something else. So I don't really like this masqueraded number. It's really not that helpful. I was hoping for more hidden or more cryptic customer number. Is now generating the customer ledger entries. Okay, it looks like we have an error. Let's click on regenerate. So the data analyst explains here what the plan is to do with this task, and as you can see, it's going to load both Excel files. Change the number field to a unique identifier that does not reveal the original information. This would be a sequential ID or a randomly generated string of characters. Change the name field to a pseudonym or another non-identifiable placeholder. Create a mapping for the original number and name. Save the modified Excel files with the masquerade data. Provide you with the mapping and the modified fields. That's the key for us to go back to the original data, or make understand better the masquerade data. I'll start by loading the Excel file. customers Excel, and this is the Python code that's going to be executed to perform these steps. It's gonna generate a unique user ID, much better than the first attempt. It tells us the what the result of the work was. Customer 10,000 is this GUID, and customer Adaton is known, customer 9FD7, and so on. Now we'll proceed with masquerading customer ledger entries files, and let's have a look here. Again, it's reading the file. It also makes figures out the connection between the two Excel files. The customer number was on the customer ledger entries, and number is on the customer. So what we're going to do here, we're going to upload the two files, customers and customer ledger entries, and we're going to also paste the text of the prompt. Change the files attached so that essential data is masqueraded. In customers Excel, change the field number and name. Change these two fields to something else, like a GUID, in both files, and provide a mapping of these changes. So let's execute this message, this prompt. Okay, it will start analyzing, so it will look at the customer Excel file first, and it will masquerade the number and the name, and then it's going to do the same for customer ledger entries, and it will provide an updated customer data with the number and name column containing a masqueraded value, and a mapping table, mapping for number and mapping for name, which is exactly what we wanted. And yes, and I think it's almost done. These files provide a reference for the original and masqueraded values. Okay, so we know what was executed here. So masqueraded customer. So first is masqueraded customer file. If we click on this file, let's see it. So let's refine a little bit this prompt. Change the files attached so that the essential data is in customers Excel. Change the field number and name. Okay, so I refined a little bit the text and the prompt, and it reads now: change the files attached so that the essential data is masqueraded. In customer Excel file, change field number and name. In customer ledger entries, change customer number and customer name to match the masquerade data in customer's Excel file. For number and customer number, use a GUID. For customer name, use an alphanumeric string. Provide a new file with masquerade data and the file for mapping from old numbers to and names to the new numbers and new names. Let's execute this prompt and see how that goes. It explains now what it's going to do. For number, it's going to provide a GUID. For name, alphanumeric string. Customer ledger entries will change the customer number and customer name to match the masquerade data. After masquerading, I will provide the new files. Great. That's what we wanted. It was successful in updating the customer's Excel file, and it summarizes what it did. So we've got masqueraded customer file. Let's click on it. Okay, so this is the number and this is the name. Great, nice. Let's look now at customer ledger entries. And if we were to look for the customer number, we see something that starts with A4A1, and A4A1 is this guy here. And if we were to download the mapping, this one contains what? If we look at the mapping, we see 10,000 or 50,000 is Relay Cloud, and the number masquerade number is that one, and Relay Cloud, the name was masqueraded to IP1J6. And if we look at masquerade customer, I can see A4A1 is Relay Cloud and customer masquerade name is IP1, which is here. So looks good, and it was quite fast. We attempted a few times. I think one of the times it's because I'm on the second floor and I don't have a signal booster on the second floor for my router, so that might be the reason why we got the network error first. And if we want to look at the code, and as I was mentioning, one of the issues with Chat GPT and AI in general is the lack of trust in what the outcome of the work is. But what we can do is, until we trust, is to maybe save the prompts and save the Python code that was executed, and hopefully we will get the same outcome every time we run it. I will do some more testing to see if I take maybe a larger set of data, not 5 rows, how it behaves after more than a few attempts to generate the masquerade data. And yeah, I think it's a great tool, and I wanted to share it with you. Subscribe to my channel to find out more about what I'm playing with in the Business Central area, and most recently with AI tools. Thank you. I'll talk to you soon. See you later.